the important lesson is you should not never have an abortion. You should either do it sometimes
or always.
In some cases or in all cases. So welcome back, Stamp Tramps, to Attempted Delivery. I'm Damian.
And I'm Shawn Dickensheets.
And I took that sip too late in the song. Yes, welcome back. How you doing?
Not bad. Not bad.
Nice.
It's flannel weather. I'm psyched about that. But other than that, that's pretty much the only good thing I got going for me right now.
I am done with this election.
I was like, the podcast? You waited for until now to tell me?
Yes, this is how I ended. That'd be ridiculous. That'd make for a good episode. Well, maybe.
Just walks out.
Make you drive all the way here just to... yeah, I just want it to be over.
I know.
I know we've been griping about the political mail, but that's like our life right now, and we're in one of the most important swing states, quote unquote. So we're just getting like bombarded, and they've gotten to the point now that it's just ridiculous. We got two today that I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. One of them was a like cartoon picture of Joe Biden eating ice cream, and it was like, because of Biden, ice cream prices are up 82%.
You did remember the percentage, though.
It was like 82 point something, right? It's like, hey, he's not even running.
That was an old one. They're like, all right, get it out of here. We gotta fucking...
And it's like, it's not like gas prices. It's not like you have to fill up on ice cream like once a week. Like, it's not like, and okay, like...
You don't have to.
80% on like a $3 thing is what? Like, you're paying
you're bargaining the wrong trade.
$5 now or something. It's like, okay,
yeah,
maybe that'll help me lose weight. I don't know, but like,
this economy is the best thing for my weight. I can't afford food.
But they're sending multiple things every day to multiple people. Like it'll be for the same thing to one house because it's like to everyone in the house.
Yeah.
And it's just like like at this point, fucking ice cream prices.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot of money. No, and then like the one
you could have saved money on those mailers and bought a whole lot of ice cream if you're really that concerned about it.
Yeah, we can't charge a lot for that postage. There's other ones that are scratch and sniff stickers, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to get children? You know they can't vote, right? They can't have to be 18.
Right. And what was it? It was like
it was like a beach or whatever. It said like this is something's fishy about like this government spending, or it was basically alluding to like wasting money, and it was like fishy smell. I guess I didn't scratch it to find out because I don't want to know. But
yeah, nothing's gonna leave a lasting impression like dead fish smell.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, whatever message you're gonna get across is just gonna be associated with a dead fish smell.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, kudos for being unique. That is new. I never saw that before, but. Yeah. I mean, since I was in like, ninth grade, Jesus, 4th grade.
But these fuckers pay like a non-profit rate for this stuff, and they're
it should be like
making scratch and sniff mail. Like, what the fuck?
But yeah, yesterday, the day after Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day,
right?
Which why didn't they give like shouldn't like Sunday have been Indigenous Peoples Day? I hate that they're like sharing the holiday. That's like fucked up. Like, shouldn't they just give Indigenous people Sunday since they were there first? That seems to make more sense to me than sharing the holiday. They already have Thanksgiving. That's already what that is. But no, it was that was like very shitty. It took like an hour to put up the political mail.
Oh, yeah.
For me, like 1 hour, that's every carrier across the nation. Mm-hmm. I mean, give or take, but still, if I'm an average, I'm not that slow at casing.
I don't think like the states they don't care about as far as like voting. I doubt they're not going to spend that money. But we're in Pennsylvania. I'm pretty sure Pennsylvania, Our friend, shout out Kristen up in Michigan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is it another swing state?
From United We Scan? Yeah, I think Michigan is one of the important ones. So they're probably getting inundated as well. Yeah. It's just I just am so ready for it to be done. It's got to be like people have to get like fatigued with that shit, even if you're interested in it.
Well, I know.
If you just get bombarded 8 times a day. At some point, you're just going to tune it out and just be like, throw that shit away. Like
that's what I mean with some of like the stuff we get all the time. It's like the marketing is like, this isn't good marketing. The same flyer every like 3 months. That's the opposite. Then you see it, you know what it is before you even read it. That's then you just know it goes in the trash. Like the Windows by for around here, it's Windows by Anderson. I think it is. They like they send out flyers for as if buying windows from your home is an impulse buy. Like let me just. I got like about $20,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Let me. Yeah, it's crazy.
Or I didn't know how I was going to vote until I smelled that piece of mail.
You're right. This is bullshit.
But enough about work because.
I mean, even today, yesterday was terrible, and then today.
Right.
I mean, I work till like 4:30 almost on my route. I'm like, this is insane. I mean, this is horrible.
I would say on average, if I had to average my route, I get done like 3-ish.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, I got done like at 7.
Oh yeah, yesterday.
And you even took some parcels.
You,
you actually took some parcels. That was like a blast from the past, like when we were subs. But yeah, you actually came and took my last parcels, and I still got done like just at 7 basically. And today, I got done at 5.
Yeah.
On just like a random fucking Wednesday. Like yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so done with it.
I can't wait.
I mean, I know we're just gonna go right into Christmas season after, but
I'll take packages.
Right.
At least it feels.
I never imagined I'd be looking forward to that. But I'm just
But at least like they mean something. You know what I mean? You deliver a package, it's like all right, they do want this.
There's purpose and and Anyway, I don't want to bore people too bad with postal stuff, but that's our life right now. Anything else going on this week?
No, I mean, not really. What's it called? On Friday, we went to the butcher, and I took the Tahoe, and fucking got stranded at the butcher.
Really?
My starter went out. It's been like cranking. I've never had a starter. Not like I've had one no start. Other than that, it's always started. It's just like slow to crank. So I've been like putting it off, and also not like 100% sure it was the starter because it hadn't failed.
Right.
So I'm like, I was pretty sure it was the starter, but I wasn't positive, and I was just kind of like, I'll replace it eventually. Well, now I'm replacing it because I fucking got stranded, had to get towed from the butcher in Wrightsville. Right. So not far from home, like not even, it's like out of like a 5 to 10 minute drive. And yeah, so we ended up sitting there. I ended up leaving her because we only had the tow truck. We would have had to wait longer for a tow truck that has multiple seats. Like, so they couldn't take 2 people with them. So I'm like, all right. I mean, so
couldn't you sit in the car that's being towed? Or that's probably like illegal.
It's probably
not safe.
I'm sure it's illegal and I guess not safe. I don't know because it could fall off the rollback. But so I ended up riding home and then getting my car and then going to get. So it was like, and it was funny because we got to the butcher. I got a call from the mechanic about my Mustang getting inspected, and it passed no problem. Like that's I swore I was gonna need tires. But I didn't. I'm like, all right, that's fantastic. And then my fucking Tahoe doesn't start. So immediately I'm like, well, there goes that. I mean, it definitely wouldn't have cost the same amount of money. I'm
right.
Still cheaper to fix the starter than it is to get tires. But I was so pissed. I'm like, damn it. All right, I guess that's what I get for passing that inspection.
I don't know if it would have worked for you because I don't know shit about cars. But back in the day, Sonny, we mentioned him a few times on the pod. My friend Sonny played drums in the band I was in. When I first met him, he had a car that he had to crawl under and smack the starter with a wrench. Yeah,
I tried that for a while.
Every time. That was just how he started his car.
How long? That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, it's probably fine because it didn't die yet.
Right.
Like it never no-started me once, and then it started immediately afterwards. But yeah, I was underneath it with the fucking Yeah, with the
So you actually know about cars. So you obviously tried that, but I didn't know if that would work for you.
Yeah, no, I tried for a lot. I hit it a lot of times because I was like, man, one of these times it's gotta. Which like, watch, I'll replace the starter and it's not the starter, and that's why that didn't work or something. But I'm pretty sure it's the starter. I don't know what else it would be, but it's not the battery. I got a new battery a while back, and it's reading. I forget, like 12 to 13 amps or whatever. I don't even know what measurement it is, but see, that's like, I don't know enough about cars to fucking. But
and I'm not talking shit on Sonny's car, because I even more recently than that had a Lincoln Town car that my uncle gave me. I fucking love Lincoln Town cars.
They're
it's
so
such
sick.
a smooth ride. It's like so cushiony. Like, I don't care if you call me grandpa. I was like, I fucking love that car.
Yeah, they're sick.
But this one in particular had some random draw on the battery that no one could figure out.
Yeah.
So every time I would stop the car and get out, I would have to pop the hood and take one of the battery terminals off, or else I'd come back to a dead battery.
That's so
So I
funny.
literally had to disconnect the battery.
That's fantastic.
Every time.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, fucking cars.
That's amazing. That's really fun. That's so annoying. And it was that.
And mildly embarrassing.
Yeah, that's a crazy parasitic draw. That
Yeah,
it would.
and no one could figure it out. Like,
Yeah. That it would draw. They would like kill the battery that quickly. It's funny that worked too. Yeah. No. So I got to change a starter. Probably this Sunday. I'll probably change it. Yeah. It's like right underneath the. It's not going to be hard to get to either. So hopefully that's not a problem.
I wouldn't even know what a starter looks like to find it.
Weird. It's like a cylinder, kind of. Yeah. It's like a cylinder with another cylinder on top of it, and it has like 2 wires and then 2 like mounting bolts. And it's like, it shouldn't be too bad. The only thing that sucks is I'm going to have to jack. I'd like to just be able to, I have like ramps, and it'd be cool to just, because I could just pull it up on the ramps and that'd give me plenty of room. But it can't start. So I am going to try though. When I go to do it, I'm going to try to start it and see if it starts, so I can maybe get up on those ramps and then do it like that. But we'll see. It's probably fun. But yeah, the one thing that is wrong with my Mustang is like the emergency brake cables are like getting frayed and like worn out. It's like 10 years old, so they're just getting worn out. So now I'm like paranoid about that. I'm paranoid about using my emergency brake in the Mustang, because if it gets if they snap or something and get locked in engaged, then I can't fucking drive anywhere because it's stuck in the on position. I don't even know how you would. I don't know how you would disengage the brakes. The parking brake or whatever at that point. So I don't even know if that's possible. So now I'm like paranoid about using my emergency brake.
Yeah, fuck cars.
Yeah, it's not fun. And that sucks because it doesn't look that hard to replace, but I don't feel it's like it runs from the rear brakes to the front of the car where the emergency brake is. That's the whole length of the car, and I have to lay on the ground. But I mean, I have to jack it up. And it's just like, if I had a car lift, I would consider doing it, because I could just put it up and literally stand up and do it. But I don't know about laying on my fucking back with the Mustang jacked up. I don't know. I might try, but I don't think I'm going to go for that one. Yeah.
Maybe,
so that's
maybe
good.
this week's poll should Shawn get a new car?
All new cars. Now, hey, the Mustang's doing all right now. Now it's great.
Yeah, the poll last week, so the week before, just to recap, we get very little votes unless we argue over Swiss cheese or something. Then the votes come out, but the vote before, we only got a few. So and the one after that, the week before, I did a poll. Should Damian stop trying to pull the audience? And no one voted. So I'm going to spite poll every single episode now.
Hell yeah.
And so last week we solved abortion. And so there were 3 choices in the poll. There was never, sometimes, or always. It was a narrow race, but sometimes won with 2 votes versus 1 vote for always.
Always nice.
Yeah.
That would have been I should have voted. I could have tied it up. I was going to vote for that, but I forgot.
But the important lesson is you should not have an abortion. You should either do it sometimes,
Or always.
in some cases, or in all cases. So,
With the Louis C.K. bit, if it should be rare, if it should be legal, then it's shitting. It's just shitting.
So yeah, well, I guess the rest of the episode might determine what this week's poll is. But guarantee there will be one.
Every week.
Every week.
Weekly polls.
Indeed. So I can just be sad that no one wants to play with me. No one wants to engage.
Play with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one does. Definitely no one wants to play with you, that's for sure.
That's a good segue unless you got anything.
No.
Somebody does, and it is my smart ass baby.
Yeah?
She's a genius. I'm sure all parents think this.
Uh-huh.
But she's
My parents didn't.
they knew what they got.
Yeah, they do. They're like, oh, God. This one's going to be in ESL classes.
This one lowered our standards.
That was a mistake anyway, so it's fine.
A friend of mine growing up in high school, like, it was funny. He had, like, his brothers were, like, 38, 36, 34, 32, and he was, like, 14.
Yeah, my closest...
Like, we know what happened.
Yeah, my closest in age sibling is my one brother, and he's 10 years older than me. So, yeah, that's how that goes.
But yeah, this kid, this little hoe, what she did this week, the other day, I was in her, like, what I call her fortress, which is, like, big playpen that's has walls that she tries to climb over and shit. Yeah. So I give her a little water bottle so she can get hydrated.
Yeah.
Her little water, and she, like, drinks it, and then she, like, hands it, like, she offers it like she's handing it to me.
Yeah.
And then, like, takes it back. And I'm like, okay, I guess she's still drinking. And then she, like, does it again. And, like, I go to reach for it, and she, like, takes it back. And I was like, are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
You're, like, not even 10 months old yet. Are you, like, babies aren't that smart. Like, I know nothing about baby. Yeah. And she, like, and then, like, Kate was there. I was like, I think she's fucking with me. Like, I think this is her first prank at, like, 9+ months.
Damn.
So, like, I tested again. Like, I was like, can I have it? She offers it, and I go to, like, reach for it, and she takes it back. I was like,
She laughed. Did she laugh at you for doing it?
Yeah, yeah. As soon as I was like, are you messing with me? She's like, like a little, like, evil baby laugh. Like, I was like, it's wild.
Jeez, you're in for a rough one. You're for a rough.
I know.
10 years.
She is my kid, and I did want to raise, her to do evil.
Yeah. BB Knoxville.
Beelzebub. Sometimes she'll do little things like that, and she smiles in a way that reminds me, you know, that meme where it's like a burning house in the background, and, like, the girl is, like, giving, like, an evil smile, she's the one who set the fire. Like, she gives that smile every once in a while, and I'm like, yeah, good.
That's fun.
I just need to channel your powers for
positive reinforcement.
Right. I mean, she does have a picture of Vigo the Carpathian.
That's true.
From Ghostbusters 2 on her wall for inspiration. So, yeah, it was just wild. It blew my mind because I have very little experience with babies. There was a joke there that I'm not going to make.
Yeah, one would hope.
Yes, not going to make that joke. But
except for your wife.
I'm gonna leave that one alone too. Yeah, it just blew my mind that I would expect that behavior, like, maybe after, like, a year or two. Mm-hmm. Like, how did she even learn that? And that came to question, brought to mind the question of, like, nature versus nurture. Like, how much is, like, your influence and what do they learn or pick up from you? How much is just their natural growth? Like, how did she learn? Like, I haven't done that with her.
Yeah, so
we've done, like, peekaboo.
Yeah.
Where, like, I'll hide her face and, like, or hide mine and like that kind of thing, like with a blanket or something like that. But I've never done, like, the gotcha thing, like, high five too slow, kind of, down below too slow or whatever, Yeah. I haven't done any of that. Like, she hasn't seen that behavior. So how did she learn that?
Yeah, I don't know. Comedy's just hardwired into us.
I guess so.
Or you have the genes of a comedian.
Right. Well, hopefully she starts earlier than I did, and not at, like, fucking 39 or whatever.
Or hopefully she doesn't want to do it at all.
Well, that too. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't encourage it. But
Hopefully she's a doctor.
I might just end up fucking her up like mentally enough to where that's her only option, like mine.
It's true. It's possible.
But yeah, it just blew my mind. It was
the post office is always hiring, so
I will disown my child if she works for the post office. I was like, you fucking go jump on, nothing I was about to say sounded right. I was like, just go be a stripper. I was going to say something about like get on the pole or something, but no, that doesn't sound right. I was like, I'd rather you fucking have an OnlyFans than work for the post office.
Yeah, come on, have some self-respect.
So at least you'll get paid well for getting fucked.
True story.
But
yeah, they get tips, not salary.
Evaluated time.
Evaluated stripper time. Stripper evaluation.
Your video is worth this much money, regardless if it's 10 minutes or 10 hours.
It's kind of like that. It's worth the same amount, regardless of how long people last when they watch it.
All right, I don't want to think about my daughter on OnlyFans. It's still scarier thinking about her working for the post office, but I don't want to think about either, really. So let's get off of that. Like I said, I hate to keep repeating it, but it blew my mind that she was like literally like pranking me. Like at 10
really
months.
fun.
And I don't know if that's normal. That could be normal behavior, but I was just like, you can't talk. You can't wipe your own ass, but you can prank me?
Yeah.
Like,
It's bullshit.
wild.
It is fun.
I have to make sure you don't choke on a grape and you're pranking me? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Speaking of kids in the post office, speaking of kids on the pole, speaking of kids in the post office, yesterday I forgot about this. I was driving. It was getting later. I guess the kids maybe had school yesterday. Whatever, I don't know if they had school the day after the holiday or whatever, but there was like a bunch of kids and there was a parent there. There was a bunch of kids playing like football, like flag football, and they were just like it was like front yards that were kind of close to the street or whatever. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll keep an eye on them or whatever. And I was delivering this one house. And I look over and this kid went to like catch a pass and like I just went through his hands or whatever and he like slipped and like fell right onto the sidewalk and I'm like, yo. And he just like stopped moving and was laying there and I'm like, he's obviously fine. You don't think he hit his head?
Obviously he wasn't moving face down on the ground.
He's being dramatic. Get up. Come on. Quit acting like a bitch. What are you doing here? You're never going to make it in the NFL if you can act like that. But I think he hit his knee. It looked like he smacked his knee on the ground. It didn't look fun, but he definitely didn't die, I don't think. And it was just like hilarious to just see him fall. And then I just like drove to the next box and just ignored it. But it was like, I was at the box. He fucking eats shit and falls. The ball just bounces harmlessly to the ground. Nobody intercepted it. They were right there too. It was really, they weren't playing a hard defense. He was open too. I just no reason. It was all him. It was nobody else's fault. No penalties. It was a clean, just incompleted pass. And he was just like laying there. It was seconds before I moved to the next box. Like it just nobody said anything. There was a bunch of kids and there was like a dude, like an adult. I think the dude threw the ball and the kid just like fell. And dead silence. Nobody. I was like, anybody gonna do anything about that? I was just like, all right,
concussion protocol. Like bring out the cart and
pop up the medical tent or whatever. No, and I just kept going, and I kept looking at my rear view, not rear view, but the side mirror. And I'm like, nothing's happening. I see the kid laying there as I'm going down the street. I'm like, all right, dude, I don't know what that was about. I just wanted to be. Again,
did you ever see him get up?
No. No, I didn't.
I love how you're like, oh, he was fine.
He was fine. There's no way. The last thing I saw was him like a not a fun face, and then like him like cover his face into the
okay.
Into the
so
ground.
He was moving at some point. You did see him
for
move.
a second. I saw him like react and then like bury his head in his arms, like on the concrete. And It was very funny. I know I sound insensitive, but I am. So it was probably fine. I've fallen way harder than that, like a bunch of times. But it was just like hilarious. It's just like I'm delivering mail, minding my business, look over and see his kid just die, and I just keep going. But yeah, I just thought that was fun. I didn't have anything to add to that.
The injured child was fun.
Just all the way down. All the way down the street, I'm like, and we got an injury on the field. Just
let's take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that incomplete pass again. Oh yeah, it didn't look good. That's the last thing. That's the last thing Jake needs for this evening. He's been playing terrible football all night.
It's the last 2 minutes of the half, so they will be charged with a timeout.
They will be charged with a timeout. The blue team will be charged with a timeout.
Speaking of kids, also,
and you can see here, he just went straight for the sidewalk. He was out of bounds. He didn't even. It wouldn't even have been a completed pass if he caught the ball. This was just a bad IQ move. I don't.
Speaking of kids, I had a little road rage moment, but I'm getting better with my anger.
Yeah,
because I've kind of been able to just make myself laugh with it.
You say speaking of kids?
Well, yeah, because I was delivering, and so I got to the end of a neighborhood, and like it ends at like a main road, and I was like waiting there at the stop sign, and this school bus is coming like on the main road, and I could have turned right. But I like stopped, and the bus driver, like, I feel like occupational drivers, like we try to give each other courtesy,
for sure, yeah,
like that kind of thing. And I feel like the bus driver like saw me and could have easily just like let me out and go. It was late,
yeah.
So I'm like already a stressful day. It's late. I'm trying to turn, and they could have let me, but didn't. Instead, they like flew up, stopped, like blocking the entire intersection, and then threw up the sign. And you can't move, obviously, and the kids are getting out. But I see the driver, and the driver is wearing a jacket that's like American flag printed. It looked like something Hulk Hogan would have worn in like '88.
Yeah,
like just like
or now
dated or now or now. But like it looked dated. Like it was like rah rah America jacket. Like, and at first I was like, motherfucker, like you could have just let me go. You star spangled cunt, and then I just laughed at that for like 10 minutes, like just the phrase star spangled cunt, like just the fact, like I don't even know where that came from, but it was just like, and I was like, maybe that's the trick to road rage. Like it's okay to get upset about something,
shit on people,
but like just find a way to make it funny instead of just like leaning into the anger and like wishing death upon them.
Yeah,
and it's like I hope, like old me would have been like, I hope you go through the windshield and all the children have to watch, which isn't a healthy way to think.
Not exactly.
I realize that.
Yeah, because the kids didn't do it. I mean, they might still deserve to go through that windshield, but
well, no, he should go through the windshield. And the kids would just have to watch.
Did I say they? I meant him.
Okay.
I mean, he might still deserve to go through the windshield.
Right. But I was like, maybe that's the trick. I have to. It's okay to get angry, but you have to find a way to make yourself laugh about it. Yeah. You know, I think that's the way.
You ever try meditation?
So I'm growing as a person.
Yeah. That's one thing that meditation has helped me with the road rage. That has definitely helped for sure. It's helped noticeably, especially at work. Mm-hmm. That's when it's like more like anything that takes makes my route take a second longer. I'm fucking fuming about it.
Yeah.
It's like actually today or yesterday, I went around a corner and it was just, this is slightly unrelated, but I like, it was one of those where like I came around the corner and there was a bus there with the yellow lights. So I'm like, shit. Do I stop in this really dumb spot or just keep going?
Right.
And then they like waved me on. And I'm like, all right, I'll just get it go. And then it was nice because then I could keep delivering. I didn't have to stop because I was already way past the bus at that point.
Nice.
I was like, shit, that's unfair. That's not fair. Like I didn't even see you. That's funny.
I have another funny story, but I don't know if we could save it for the end if you want to get into comedy.
I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, let's get into comedy. We can save that for the end. It's just a funny, goofy headline story. So, right. What have we done? I have done no mics. You went to the Zone last Thursday, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Speaking of it's like I speaking of like my starter or whatever, I actually had the presence of mind to think about that on Thursday night, and I was like, do you care, because my Mustang was getting inspected, so I was like, do you care if I take like your car to Lori? She has two, and she was, I think she went to like Sarah's or something, but she didn't need, it didn't matter either way. And
you guys have like 8 cars for 2 people.
It's only 4. One,
Still
2,
4
3.
for 2.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have older cars. You need multiple. Now the Mustang's reliable.
You only have one girlfriend.
That's true. That is very true. Let me make that case. See how that works out for me. Lori never breaks down.
To be fair, she doesn't have parts falling off of her. So.
No, it's me. It's me after fucking 12 hours of delivering mail. I'm the one fucking feeling like shit. I go to bed earlier than her too. It's hilarious. Unless I'm doing an open mic, I usually go to bed before her. But
that reminds me of a one of the Jeff Foxworthy, like, you might be a redneck jokes.
Yeah.
It was if you have a home that is mobile and 14 cars that aren't, you might be a redneck.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
But that reminded me of that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, it's funny because we did have 5, but I didn't drive, so I sold it for scrap.
Nice. But anyway, yeah.
No, yeah, but I actually was like, let me use one of your cars because I know the starter's being weird, and I don't want to be at the Zone at like midnight or some shit and get stuck there. And sure enough, I might have gotten stuck there. Then I would have had to call her. Or Uber, which God knows how much that would cost. I don't know how much a 30-minute Uber costs.
That would probably be pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even used Uber, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not once.
I've done it a bunch.
I downloaded the app.
That would be an expensive trip.
Yes, yeah. It seems kind of expensive, but I'm like, all right, let me just use her car. So thankfully I did that. Excuse me, because I probably would have been stranded there, smacking the bottom of my car at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. But no, Thursday night was fun. There was like actually like a few, it was hard to tell actually how much audience there was. There was actually like a little bit of an audience. But there was like nobody there to start. So like Glessner,
Weird. That's usually when the most people are there typically.
It usually takes a couple comics actually, which sucks because you get to go like first or second, which is sick. But then they know there's like people start filing in like after that, and it's like, damn it, I'm just watching the audience show up after I bombed. But no, it's funny you said that might be a redneck joke. Glessner has a joke kind of like that I feel like never gets what it deserves. I'm trying to think if he ever did it on a show, if I've seen him do it on a show, but it's hilarious. I'll bring it up. I'll tell you about it after the show. But yeah, Glessner made us sit. He's like, if everybody sits in the front in the first like 5 rows, you'll get 4 minutes.
Nice.
Because there was like a little bit, like we could afford 4 minutes as opposed to 3.
Okay.
Because it was, I forget how many signups there were, but it wasn't 150. Yeah. But so then like a bunch of people actually sat in the front, which does help. It is nice to have like a little bit of community instead of everybody sitting in the far back of the room.
Right.
But there was like a big group of people. I don't even know how many. I don't know, maybe like 12 people or something on stage right. Is stage right the audience's left?
No, stage direction is like the stage perspective.
Okay, so it is stage right. So stage right is your right when you're on stage.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, I realized I said that, had no idea what I was saying. Like, is this starboard? I don't know what either of those are. But yeah, stage right, there was like a big group of people, and I think they were like scare actors for like Hershey something. I forget what it was called. I wrote down like the Dark Knight for Hershey or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, so there was like a handful of people over there, which was weird because it was, you think it'd be like good, but they were like they were weird. They would laugh at like weird, they were inconsistent laughing, and they were like talking and stuff too, which was kind of annoying, but it's like, it's a free open mic, so it's like how much, and the people, Glessner like reminded them to like, hey, stop, like try to, keep talking to a minimum or whatever. But they seemed very unfocused. But it was weird because it would get laughs. Like my set, I did like fine. And like I got like laughs on some like the new stuff I was doing, and then some of the old stuff didn't work. I'm like, this is okay. This makes no sense.
I was gonna ask if you were running new stuff or if you were trying to like solid for the show coming up.
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. The old bit I was doing, I think I did like one old bit, and the bit I did was like a good one, like the hair bit. But I had a couple tags that I don't use. I had a new tag for that bit. And then I had a tag that I've used before and it's worked, but I didn't believe in it. It was one of those that I did once and it worked, and I just think it's dumb. And I'll tell you about it like after. But I just kind of like didn't keep doing it because I didn't like need to. But this show I'm doing is going to be like 20 to 25 minutes, so I'm like, I'll let me see if that works, and I'll throw it in. And it definitely worked. So like it was funny because like the stuff, and I had a couple new jokes that like hadn't really been working, but I'd feel like it was the audience, and it did well. It did well. Like it was weird. It was like new stuff that I was either hadn't worked before or wasn't sure about worked, and then like the stuff that works always didn't really work that well. And I'm like, okay,
comedy sucks.
Yeah, comedy sucks. This is ridiculous. But yeah. So like, and then there was a couple things that like I was like, oh, that's awesome that worked. So like totally made up for the fact, but it made up for like the stuff that didn't bomb, but just like was like mid. But it was just weird. It was like super weird, and they were like, I don't know, they were they weren't super attentive, which was odd. But then as soon as like you could hear like some people like talking a little bit amongst themselves or whatever, not like too disruptive, but there. And then like a joke would hit. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this is like nothing. And then the joke hits. I'm like, what? Like, all right. And then the last joke, I knew wasn't going to work, and I did it anyway, which I'm not even going to say it, but it was just like, yeah, it was one of those where like, I think this is funny, and I don't think anybody else thinks this is funny. I even ran it by Mike, and he was like, I don't know about that one. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. I'm going to do it anyway. So,
hey, you never know till you try it.
Yeah. I tried it, and it sure did not work. I should have tried it on Monday, too. But then, yeah, on Monday I did Phantom Power, which was sick. There was a bunch of, it's actually like a handful of audience members came out. We did it in the small room again, which even helped, helped even better. I think they're going to start, or I think we're going to start doing it in the small room.
Alrighty.
Because it's not too much, and like T doesn't mind setting it up. So, I mean, he does most of the work.
So do people only enter in that side door?
No, we still do the same entrance.
Okay, but it's not like disruptive or anything like that.
No, because there's nobody entering. You know what I mean?
Right.
We probably should prop open that other door now that I think of it, in case somebody shows up late.
Because people do come in and out. They go smoke. They go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, people haven't been doing that.
Okay.
Either. People have actually been staying, like the comics have been staying in the room, and if they do smoke, they go out that extra door and then just prop it open. So you're right, they have been using that for that purpose.
Right on.
But they've been like short. There hasn't been like a lot of comics coming out, so it's been like shorter show. Like it was only 9. No,
wow.
Not even. Yeah, I forget how many comics. It was like 8 or 9.
All right.
And then, but then like there was actually like an audience, so it was like sick. It was fun the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But there was actually one dude that was like his second time doing comedy, and then another dude like asked me, "Hey, can I sign up? Like, is it too late to sign up?" I'm like, "No, absolutely not." He's going last, but because I just did
the last out of 9 is like fine.
Exactly,
like,
yeah. But he was like there to watch the show, and then just decided to. It was his first time. He never did comedy before. He just decided to do comedy that night, which was sick. He did well too.
Nice.
It was funny. It was like, I even said after he got off stage, I was like, that was the best like new person doing dick jokes I've ever seen. Like, this is incredible. I mean, because it was literally dick jokes, but it was like not bad. I was like, oh, not too bad for somebody doing their first time and definitely doing dick jokes for half of his set. But,
right.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
We never see her anymore, but one of the best first sets I ever saw, I think she goes by Samantha now.
Okay, yeah.
Palmieri or something?
I have no idea. I don't remember her name.
I think...
but I know you're talking about because she killed, yeah. It was like really good, like structured too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember talking to Shahan. I was like, whatever happened? And it's like they're working a lot now or something on Mondays. So like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But that was like one of the best first. I was like, that was the first set. Like, you know, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and she came for like a while, well, to watch, and then I think she came a couple times after that. She might even have been there once after that and didn't go up, but I can't remember. I'm foggy on. It's been a while, but
had a good sense of humor. I mean, like, I don't know if it's obvious how we're talking about her, but like, she's trans. But like had a joke about transitioning, like in comedy, but also like,
I know.
I'm
trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what.
But I threw out a trans joke and she laughed. So like, I mean, a good sense of humor. You know, I mean, it wasn't making fun of trans. It was, you know, what I mean, but it had to do in that realm. And she laughed. So
new comics are the best. They have sense of humor still,
right? And hope.
Yeah. She was the smart one. Go up a couple times. I'm done. I retire. Yeah. No, yeah. So, no, it was just like, it was a fun time. It was just like a fun night. It was cool to have a little bit of that before the show to get like instead of just having like, which I don't know, Thursday felt, it's funny. It always feels like it goes in fucking waves, which is annoying. Like you have just like shitty mics after another for like a little while. It's like, can we not do this all at once?
I feel like as far as mine, it goes in waves. Like I'll have like good mics, good shows, and then like I'll have a string of like shitting at a mic if I even go to one, and then like have some shitty shows, and then like go back and forth. I mean, like I said before,
when it piles up.
Yeah. And the beauty of this podcast, like I think I said it last week, when we have a bad show, it's still content for the podcast.
Exactly.
We can still laugh about it. I forgot where I was going with that. The show you're talking about though is the 19th, correct?
Yes, this Saturday. So yeah.
Is that the Elizabethville?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, wherever Elizabethville is. Yeah, I think.
Is it anywhere near Elizabethtown, or do they just kind of have similar names?
No, I think it's on the other side of like Halifax or something. I forget exactly where it is.
I don't even know where that is.
I don't either. I just know that's what Lori told me.
Nice.
But no, Elizabethtown is like in basically Lancaster.
Right.
It's on the way to Lancaster. It's a little bit north from Lancaster, kinda. It's weird. I'm probably wrong. It's like south. It's like in Maryland. It's not even close. That'd be funny. But no, yeah, it's I think it's I literally don't know. No idea. So if you're in the area. But oh yeah, and that sounds fun. I think I'm doing 20 to 25 minutes. Manny's headlining, and then Pat George isn't on the show anymore. But he tagged Chris Williams.
Yep.
Okay, I was making sure it's not Williams something else, like Williams' son or something like that.
No, it's Chris Williams.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. But yeah, and he's on it too, which is cool. I never got to work with him, so I'm psyched for that. Right. And I also never see him because I've seen him once or twice.
Up when we went to his mic up in Sunbury.
Yeah, which I think he has another mic in Sunbury now.
Right.
I just don't know where it is anymore. But
the land of titties and guns.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm psyched about that. That'll be fun. It's at Bearded Lady Brewing in Elizabethville, which will be my fucking relapse night. Is it still a relapse if you don't have a problem? Like if you chose to take the month off?
Yeah, that's appropriation. What are you doing?
I'm appropriating addict culture.
Right. You haven't suffered.
I've been hungover.
You're fucking sober privilege. Get out of here.
I've been sobering. I've been suffering this whole month. Yeah, it's I wanted to get it out of the way because I knew I wouldn't want to like take the month off because I like for whatever reason I like cold weather, and I just like dry, especially I like drinking in cold weather too. So it's like I don't want to not drink in December. Are you crazy? It's Christmas. But
right, and that's when work is like the most like
that's true. That too.
You need some decompression. Like
maybe, yeah. Honestly, I've been noticed. That's like I'm like, there's been quite a few nights where I'm like, man, artificial decompression is fucking fun. It's very nice. Like, you shouldn't need it,
Right.
It's not good to need that, but it's nice to have in your back pocket to be able to throw a few beers down, or maybe like a bottle of wine, just an entire. But
I love the Sanho bit. It's like you shit on people who like is saying like, "Oh, you have to drink to have a good time." It's like, well, yeah, but you have to have a good time to have a good time.
Yeah. That's so funny. I have to. It's been a minute since I watched the stand.
You don't need shoes to run, but it helps.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's such a good bit. It's so good, and it's it's fun. I mean, come on. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Do I sound like I have a problem? But technically, it'll be 27 days. But I fucking took the month. It's fine. I can take.
Right.
I usually try to do 28 because it's like kind of a month. And 28 days sounds cool. 28 days later.
Exactly.
Or whatever. It's a horror movie, I think, that I've never seen. But yeah. So I'm like, if I might not. But if they have beer that I might like there, I might get one. You know what I mean? Especially because I like craft beer. So if they have some cool shit, I want to try it out. I hate to go to a brewery that I'm probably not going to go to often because it's in Elizabethville, wherever that is. Right. I think it's over an hour away, so it's not like I'm not going to be frequenting that place. So it's like I should at least try it while I'm there.
Right.
When in Rome, or
sure.
when in Elizabethville. But
sure, I'll enable you with all these excuses.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's but there's still a chance I extend it, but I don't think I will. Right. But this one has been particularly hard for whatever reason. I've just been in the mood to drink a lot recently. So
right on.
Yeah,
October, I'm not going to do Sober October because October, and specifically today, if you're listening to this on the day of release, is my birthday.
Happy birthday. Son of a bitch. I had something to give you for your birthday. Didn't even think about it.
Yep.
And I could have did it here on the podcast.
I know. I see how it is. I gave you that shirt on your birthday. I just,
Damn it. That sucks.
It's cool. I see how it is.
I even have it too. That's the dumb thing. It'd be different if I didn't have anything.
That's all good.
It's just dumb. It's sitting on my desk, like where I picked my camera up from. Just it's next to it. And it's one of those things that's been there so long that it's out, like in sight, out of mind. Like people say out of sight, out of mind, but like very much if you're like, oh, I want to remember this, and then you just leave it there. But if it's there too long, then you forget it because you're used to seeing it.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those. Damn it. Well, next week.
That's all.
Now
good.
you don't. Now you have to wait a week.
I gotta next year.
Now you just have to wait a week.
That's fair.
That's a little teaser for next week.
Nice.
For the nobody watching right now.
Right. That nobody gives a
for the
fuck
audio
about
podcast.
my birthday.
Damn, that'd have been fun. Fuck. I blew it.
You could give it to me on my birthday because I might actually go to a mic tomorrow night.
I could do that, but then it takes the content aspect out.
True.
But
I do care more about content than getting a birthday present. Yeah. So I arranged it. It's my birthday, and I was like, I want to go do an open mic because I haven't been doing the mics. I feel like my shows have been suffering because of it. Just the last two, really. Yeah. I felt like I had a good run of shows. But before I go into mine, did you have anything? I didn't mean to take that over. If anybody knows where Elizabethville is, go see Shawn on Saturday.
Yeah, do that.
And Manny and Chris Williams.
Get tickets because it's not like a huge venue, so it actually could potentially fill up. So don't.
Right.
It actually might, for all I know. I mean, if they don't get comedy there, people might be starved for it. So.
Right.
Yeah. If you're planning on it, get tickets.
Right. And all three are funny. I mean, there's you and Chris Williams and Manny are both funny as fuck. So go see that.
Yeah, it's produced by Earl David Reed too.
Right.
Perfect segue, but I think I don't know if he's going to be there or not. He might be there to open the show, which would be cool.
Right.
Because I don't know who's going first, but it'd be nice for them. Which I don't actually mind. I kind of like going first, but it is cool to have an open. You know what I mean? Like a not cold open. It's pretty sick.
Yes. Also a good segue.
It's funny because I don't know anything about what you're about to say.
Okay, so on Friday, which I've been off and home taking care of the kid on Fridays, and at 10 a.m., I get a text from Earl, like, are you free tonight? And I'm like, well, shit, let me, like, text the wife, like, let me figure this out. And I know where I'm at. I'm like, if I'm getting asked to do a show at 10 a.m. that morning, I was like, all right, who else said no?
Yeah.
So I don't know who else he reached out to. I know one, but I don't know if they would want me to.
You don't know. You might be first.
No, I was definitely not first. I definitely know of one person, but I don't want to put them out there if they don't want that out there. Anyway, I don't. I feel weird talking about people like in that regard if they wouldn't want that to be. I don't know.
I got you.
That could just be my mental bullshit. But anyway, so yeah, 10 a.m. Like okay, and I had seen a post of his that he was going to be in Thomasville at the Racehorse Tavern.
Okay.
Which I had never been to. But I was like, shit, Thomasville is not that far. It's just like right on the other
that's sick. Yeah,
right on the other side of West York.
Racehorse Tavern. That sounds like a dive. Sounds dope.
It's tucked away a little bit. A little bit. I wasn't scared going in, but it's definitely like,
You're scared going out? Dark?
No, not too bad. But yeah, so he asked me, and then I was like, so Thomasville, right? And he's like, yeah, opening for me. And I was like, cool. How many minutes or whatever? He was like 15. You're opening for me or whatever. So I didn't know if that meant there's other people in the show and I'm opening. But anyway, like I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. I was a little nervous to do it on short notice. I haven't been doing mics. My last show wasn't like the greatest experience. I blame the audience again, once again, because it's all material that I've done at like shows, and I know we've said this a lot. Not all comics. It's like sometimes your shit hits, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they feel you, sometimes they don't. But I get there too early. Like the show was 8, so I showed up at 7.
Yeah. Well, and if it's like a drive, you know what I mean? You don't want to be, because then if there's traffic or something.
Exactly.
Especially the longer away, the more you kind of want to be.
On a Friday evening, going on 30 through York. So I'm going to, and they actually did have it down to 1 lane at one point.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But I got there at 7, and because I like kind of getting the lay of the land. If there are other people, you can meet them, and just kind of getting the vibe of the place. I walked in, it was a little weird vibe. I feel like there's like regulars there. Yeah. Like it's like this is the place to go in Thomasville because there's nothing else there. Not really, but it seems like the people that do go there, like most of them know each other, like they know the staff. So they obviously know I'm at a place when I walk in, and I'm kind of like looking around.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of looking around. I kind of go and I see a guy messing with like the sound and lighting. So I just like went over like, hey, you doing the sound and light? And I was like, I'm just like, and he just kind of like stares at me like I'm speaking another language. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm opening nights. I'm like checking in like, and he like had no idea what was going on, who I would like, what was happening. I guess obviously he knew there was a show, but like he did not give a fuck, and I did not need to check in. From the band days, that's what you would do. Like if I got to a show first, or whoever got to the show first, you might bullshit a little bit, but you find the sound guy or whoever's running it and check in with them. Be like, hey, I'm here. What's up? They tell you the lineup and that kind of stuff. So obviously, this guy had nothing to do with the show other than.
It's also comedy too, so they're just like, I don't know, there's comedians that are going to be here. I don't have to do anything, so.
Right. It's not like we're sound checking. It's one microphone and a voice.
But the sound's not good. You're just taking that bullet as the opener.
Right. But I was like, I'm just trying to introduce myself, and he's like, okay. So I was like, okay, and I just turned around and left. So I already feel awkward as fuck. Like I embarrassed myself. So then I go to the bar and just grab a drink, and I'm like, am I supposed to check in with somebody? Is there like a staff manager, whatever? And she was like, points to this goofy dude, like kind of young-ish dude. I don't know, maybe 30s, but like goofy hair. And she's like, yeah, if you need to check in with him. So I ended up going to the bathroom, and then he came in. So as I was leaving, I was like, oh, do I need to like check in with you? I'm opening. I don't know anybody here. Obviously, Earl's not there. Like he shows up closer to showtime. So I was like, do I check in with anybody or do I just sit here and wait? And he was like, no, you're good. Just do whatever. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm already feeling awkward. I've had like 3 awkward interactions. Me trying to do like due diligence, thinking I'm doing the right thing, like checking in and like I'm here, I'm early, I'm on time, like, you know. But then I just kind of sit and fuck around on my phone for like a long while. And then some girl comes in with like a big like case on wheels, and she had like the Earl David Reed badge.
Oh, nice.
And so I was like, "Are you with Earl?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm
just a fan walking around with a badge.
But no, she so apparently she's like a family friend or something, and she sells the merch at the show. So yeah, like, you know, she put out the table with T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. So wait a while, and then Earl comes in. And we bullshit. We talked for a while, and he was like, you know, talking comedy and that kind of stuff. And then he's like, all right, so you're gonna do 15, then you're gonna bring me up. And the staff guy that I talked to earlier that I checked in with, came over. He's like, and Earl was like, yeah, so you're just gonna bring him up. And so I was like, there's no host.
Yeah.
No, not even a host. So like, not even like, not only am I going first, there's like, at least with a host, like there's comedy is happening.
Yeah. They take the bullet.
Well, right, and they also can set the tone. They can get people's energy going. I've said before, I'm not the most energetic comic. I feel like I have gone first and it's gone fine, but I feel like in general, my particular style, like it's kind of low energy. It's not a ton of. It can be a little jarring first, with no host, no opening. And what made it worse was like, he was like, "What's your name?" So I'm like, "This is going to be a thing." Immediately, I was like, "It's going to be a thing." So I'm like, "Damian," and he's like, "What?" I was like, "It's fucking 6 syllables. It's really not. It's really my name is really not that hard.
Yeah.
It looks more intimidating than it is." So I was like, "Damian," and then he actually like types it in his phone. So he asked me to spell it. So I spelled it for him, said it like 8 times. I was like, Damian Opoulos. So he has it on his phone. And then, of course, he goes up and he's like, yeah, we're getting ready to start the show. And here's Damian Knop, and just like was like, I don't know. And then just left the stage. So I was like, I think that's my cue to go up. So far, these people who have paid money to come see Earl David Reed, I'm just the guy in the way of that.
Yeah.
And
100%.
they don't even know my name, and I'm not even worth knowing my name because I spelled it for him, pronounced it, he had it written, and he still was just like, yeah, this guy.
See, whenever I don't know people's names and I don't know how to say it, I fucking spell it phonetically. Like, okay, how's it pronounced? Okay, KNOPYOU.
It's
Napo. I didn't even do it right.
Nopolis. I mean, obviously, for me, it's easy because it's been my name the whole life, but it's really not that hard. People make it out to be way harder.
I understand why people say Napulos.
Right, if you're trying to.
Because they're like, oh, it's Greek, so it sounds like it's Greek, you know.
Right.
But because it is spelled, that's like how it's spelled kind of phonetically, Napulos.
Right. I mean, when I first moved up here, I called it the Codorus Creek. Because I'd only ever, but it's the Codorus. But I'd only seen
really
it.
Funny.
I'd only seen it in print. I had never heard it. You know what I mean? But
Codorus Creek.
But you know, if you never hear it,
why'd you Greek it up? It's not everything's Greek, all right?
Should be, but yeah. So I got like a very like, not even like a hype. Like, all right, your first comedy's happening. Let's all get energy. It was just like some guy is coming up here to talk at you.
Yeah.
Before the guy you actually want to see is here.
That's fun.
So he was Earl was like, do you want to do 15, 20? I was like, we said 15, and that's kind of like what my set list, you know. And I was like, am I gonna get a light, or should I just like go until whenever? And he's like, nah, just go. No, don't worry about a light.
Yeah.
So I just go, and I get some laughs, but the vibe was very similar to the Fratelli show in that it was very hit or miss. I got some laughs. It's not it's not like they hated me. I think other people pointed this out, and one of the things I realized, they're there to see Earl David Reed. Obviously,
sure,
they paid money, they bought tickets, and his style is very engaging with the crowd.
Yeah.
He like doesn't even really go on the stage. He actually gets right up to the
Oh
crowd.
yeah. He'll walk around.
Right,
Yeah.
walk around, like he gets up close, and he's like, and he has jokes littered throughout the set,
Yeah.
but it's largely largely crowd work, which I am not very good at or experienced at.
Yeah.
And which, let me take a sidebar right now. Like, I know in the past we've talked about crowd work on here, and I hope I didn't come off as like negative towards crowd work in general.
Nah, I don't think so.
For me, it was bothering me like at some open mics that like there's a few that like that's all they ever do, and it feels like a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's like if like what I need to do is probably go to some mics and literally just try it.
Well, yeah, when there's
to get
audience. I mean,
better.
it's hard. It's the only way to get better at it is to do it. But
So I
it's-
wouldn't shit on anybody doing it. Like if that's your specific goal to work on, like you're working on something.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
But if week after week you never write a joke and it's literally like, what do you do? It's like,
Yeah.
why are you one of 45 people? You're taking up a spot. Like some people couldn't even get on. You know, some people got waitlisted because you want to ask somebody what they do for. Like, that shit bothered me. But Earl is like, it's like a fine-tuned like thing. That's what he does, and that's what people are there for. They want the engagement. They don't want some guy just like doing set-up punch at them. So like a few of mine hit.
Yeah, I can
Because
see
they're
you
just,
end up.
they're just undeniably funny.
Yeah,
But
that's what I think.
I know.
I can see in a room like that, you end up living and dying on jokes.
Yeah, it was very much like either good laugh or crickets. It wasn't like there was no average. It was either like dead ass silence. And I did try a little bit to engage. I would comment on it if it didn't work. I asked a rhetorical question. I was like, okay, that guy. Like, and I would talk to him, and so I tried doing that because I know that's what they're there for. But I'm just not experienced enough to do it well enough to a crowd that expects that. So they didn't hate me, but they didn't love me. And I could kind of be a little self-deprecating with that. And like I said, I was getting laughs throughout. But I didn't feel great getting off. And then I just finally had to end it like, okay, I know you guys are sick of me. Let's, get to the reason you guys are all here. And I bring up Earl, and it was very funny. He was like, hey, give it up for my really good friend, whatever his name was, which is funny.
Yeah, that's very funny.
And
it's even funnier when you know that he knows your name. That makes it better.
Right.
It's
but that was a joke because that's basically the vibe that the host, quote unquote host guy, gave. Was some guys coming up to talk at you. So I don't even know how much time I did, but I did like.
You record it?
No.
Why do you hate yourself?
I'm kind of glad I didn't record this one. I mean, maybe just for shits and giggles. Like, this might be an instance where I could have played it on here, for content. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe that's why I tanked, because like, I don't know, I just had a bad feeling before. And I kind of lost confidence a little bit. Like I felt like I was riding a high for some good shows. And not that I was like, I'm good now, I'm never going to bomb again. But I was riding a wave of good shows. So like, I guess I needed a little humbling. So overall, I was fine. And when I was done, not even like at the end of the night, like when I was done, I went and sat down, Earl went up. Some guy did come over to me and specifically said, dude, you killed it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So there were people that were laughing. There was a few people that were, digging just like jokes.
Yeah.
But that's just not what people were there for.
No,
and honestly, I'm not there to kill. I'm just there to open the show. So, overall, it was a good, fun experience. It just doesn't feel good when you just hear crickets.
Yeah.
Especially on stuff that like usually hits.
Yeah. And it always throws you off to oh no, like is this going to be the whole show? Like, especially at the beginning when like the first few, it's like, could we not do this now? Could we wait till later? Can we please? Can some of these bomb later? I don't want to bomb at the beginning.
And then I immediately start second guessing not only my set but like my whole existence. But like also my whole like quote. I don't know if I have a style, but I do. I like darker stuff and it makes me laugh, so that's what I do. But I worry about coming off like an edgelord. Like I'm not just trying to shock people. I mean, I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy just funny. Like it makes me laugh, so I'm hoping it makes other people laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has sometimes. But I just when that happens, I second guess. Like, can you write just funny stuff without a dark twist? Like, I start second guessing all of that stuff. So, like, I'm never gonna stop doing that. Like, but I want to maybe incorporate some other stuff that's not just darkness. I like right now my set. Right now, how I have engineered like kind of like a 15 to 20 minute set is like I just start with the one liner jokes, and I'll like kind of start dark. I'll do silly, dark, and then progressively get darker.
Yeah.
Which sets up the line, like, so I'm in therapy. That usually gets a line. And then I'll go into all, like, the personal life stuff. And that's been working pretty well.
Yeah.
But if they're not on board...
Before that, then it's harder.
Before that, it's hard to keep them with me for the personal stuff. So I'm still trying to work on all this stuff, and I don't, it's just a matter of just doing it, and not going to mics is not helping. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Hopefully we get another 4 minutes. That'd be fucking dope.
Right. There are a few new ones I want to try. I don't know exactly all of the ones I want, but I just want to do it. Yeah. And just like be on stage more.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'll be out tomorrow night. I'm thinking about maybe going out on Friday too.
Nice.
Probably to Lager Laughs. Just I think did I say that on here last week and I didn't go. But either way,
maybe I don't know if you just told me that or if it was
I can't remember. But I might try to hit up Lager Laughs because it's always the more getting on stage like it just takes the nerves, even if like there's not a lot of nerves, it takes them like way off. You know what I mean? Because you're just fucking like used to going up just every day, every day in a row. But so we'll see. Hopefully I'll feel like it, but I'll have off Friday, so I won't have any excuse. Right. So it will just be whether or not I feel like it. I won't have a good excuse. So we'll see.
Right on. Outside of that, it was a good show. Like even Earl came on set after, like, you did well. I don't know if he was just trying to make me feel better. I was like, are you sure?
Yeah. He might know. I mean, he knows they're his fans, so it's like you're.
Right. And he seems to be like encouraging. He was like asking like, how's comedy treating you? Like, I might put you on this and get you some more, stage time and stuff like that. So. I was kind of worried. I was like, this is it. I was like, he's never gonna book me again. But
he's been in the business a long time. He knows how it goes.
Right.
I can't imagine he's never bombed.
Right. I don't have anything else on that. It was fun. I wasn't even convinced with that. It was fun. It was just in the moment it was a little painful because I started second guessing everything. But after a couple days, I was like, you know what? It was
Yeah, I've gotten better at like just laughing when it does. It's like, all right, that's what that did.
Right.
We're gonna try the next one. Right. So
I was joking like that, and one thing I did, the fire hall show that I did when it was very, rural, conservative part of Pennsylvania, and so I was worried about how my stuff would go over, especially with jokes like Jesus and that kind of thing. And what worked there was, and I feel like such a fucking hack, saying it, but what worked there was like, you guys aren't easily offended, right? You get them, you get them to say that and be like, I'm going to hold you to it, because then when they do pull back, you can go back to like, hey, you promised.
Yeah, that works well with like a lot of your jokes too, because some of them are like silly dark, and then some of them are just silly, and it's like, this is all the same. It's all jokes.
Right. I got to say, like, guys, you pulled back more on the Mountain Dew joke than Jesus.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So, but I also feel like a fucking hack doing that. Like, that feels edgelordy to me.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, I come out and be like, you guys aren't easily offended, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm about to be really offensive. Like, it feels fucking hokey. But I don't know how else to kind of like soften it or be more likable, or kind of let them know what
stop
they're
saying
seeing.
it like that, and it will help. Well, I hope you guys aren't. That'd be so funny.
I definitely didn't do that, but like, it just there's got to be a way to be more likable. I just haven't found it yet. But
I mean, self-deprecation works.
Yeah, I did try that again, but I didn't lean into it hard enough. I did like you guys aren't easily offended, but I also think they weren't necessarily not interacting or laughing because they were offended.
No,
I think they
just
either just weren't feeling it. They were too dumb to understand the joke, or it might have just not been funny, even though I've done the same thing on many shows that people have laughed at. So like,
there's a lot of stupid people maybe being lucky this whole time.
True. Yeah, there's a chance that they might just not have been in that headspace. It was a Friday night at a bar. They might have just been drunk and not like wanting to think. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, it's easy to like, if you're distracted at all, even like in your own head or something, it's easy to miss a joke like that, like a witty joke. Right. It's easy to miss, like, oh shit, where was the connection? Like I feel like that was funny, but like I just missed it. You know?
Then am I overwriting, or like, I know people say no, you shouldn't be like try to be like the smartest guy in the room, and that's not what I'm going for.
No.
I just can't help how smart I am. I don't know what these people want from me. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that is the problem. I think that's
I'm kidding. But I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I just I think I've said all I can say about that. I just got to find the way to balance that.
Yeah.
To do it the way I want to do it. Be dark when I want to be dark, but not like scaring people or putting people off, or like, I don't know.
Yeah. But they say it takes 10 years, so.
Right. Yeah, when people start showing up for that, people are into it. But if people don't know necessarily what they're getting, it could be anything. And, comedy sucks.
Yeah, comedy does suck. Don't try comedy.
Comedy sucks, but go see Shawn on Saturday.
Yeah, go see me in Elizabethville, a bearded lady.
Real quick, I'll bring up this story, unless you got anything else with
I don't think so.
Comedy. So like sometimes sometimes we have to search for content. Like what would be funny to talk about? Something. Sometimes it just comes to you.
Yeah.
So let me pull this up. I'm sure everybody's heard this story. Joseph Malinowski, the man known as Lieutenant Dan. So there's this Florida man, of course. Florida man who everybody calls Lieutenant Dan because he's like missing a foot and part of a leg.
Oh, okay.
Or something. He just got famous because of the big hurricane down there. He wanted to stay on his boat during the hurricane. So they're calling him Lieutenant Dan. He's trying to wait out the hurricane on his boat. And then, so now he dropped the N-word during a Kick live stream. I don't even know what
he live streams? He's a streamer?
Yeah, apparently. He was giving viewers an explanation about where he puts people who have done him wrong. And he looks like a Florida man. Like if you picture Florida man.
He's not helping the stereotype.
No. I mean, like that's
Jesus. Yeah, he does.
That's Florida man.
Personified. Yeah, that is Florida man.
A video surfaced online. He hopping on Kick to chat with his fans. This guy can get fucking fan engagement, and I can't get more than 3 people to vote on abortion. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? But like While speaking on letting people back in his life, the man let the N-word fly freely from his mouth. According to people who were viewing the live stream, Kick ended it shortly after he dropped it. And the quote was, "If you want to get back in my good graces, it's going to take time and a lot of work. It's going to be hard," to Malinowski. "Because once I cut you off, you're done." And N-word. He did the A, not the hard ER, but he did the "you're done." I feel like people like this, you could venture to say maybe uneducated. I don't know, like a polite way to say it. But like this quote unquote type of person, like, and I don't know, generalizing people suck, but like they always feel like put upon, or like everyone's out to get me, or like to get in my good graces. Like, no one is thinking about you. Like, in that way.
Yeah.
You don't have all these enemies or haters. Like, people post shit on, like,
shout out to the haters. Well, apparently he has more haters than we do.
People like,
he's got more people on his stream.
True. So yeah, maybe I can't talk. Maybe I shouldn't talk. But I feel like people will post that shit like on social media. Like,
yeah, that's why I stay on social media.
All my haters are derp. Like, no one's thinking about you.
Yeah, that's why I don't see a lot of it anymore.
Right. But here's the funny thing, is that he's like, to get back in my good graces, it's going to be tough. And then, like, it's worth noting that while he's in the spotlight, he has a checkered past with a lengthy criminal record, including arrests for hitting a police officer and allegedly trying to set a woman on fire.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
this guy fucking rules.
Yeah, some woman was just sitting on a bench smoking, and somehow he ends up fighting with her and like throwing gasoline that he just happened to have. You know, when I'm walking through the park, I like to do it with a bottle of gasoline. Throws it on the bench, sets it on fire, and then throws gas on her. Luckily, she didn't catch fire. She took his crutches away.
Dude, what? There's fucking layers to that story.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't set on fire, but like realized what was happening.
Yeah.
Got his crutches away and took them away and called police so he couldn't get away.
In his defense, she wasn't supposed to smoke in that park. So what would you do? He's giving her a taste of her own medicine.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to carry gasoline through a park either, though.
Your Honor, there's no laws that state that I can't carry gasoline in my park. I'm a taxpayer, and
but I just thought that was hilarious.
I already had to pay because of this Bidenomics. I had to pay $90 for this gas.
Should have bought ice cream. Oh, he can't afford ice cream, so he's got to buy gas now. He could have just offered her an ice cream.
Well, it hurts his teeth. He can't do cold.
He doesn't have many teeth, so
it hurts the 3 that are left. I don't know if you've ever had gingivitis, but I have got sensitive teeth.
That was another redneck Jeff Foxworthy joke. If you've ever been accused of lying through your tooth,
that's good. It's fucking solid. The solid bit.
I don't know where it came from as a street joke, but I always heard, how do you know the toothbrush wasn't invented? Or no. How do you know the toothbrush was invented in West Virginia? Because anywhere else it would have been called a teeth brush.
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
I mean, I already ruined it, but
no, I got it.
Yeah, comedy.
Yeah, that's fun.
I just tell other people's jokes.
Maybe that's why you bombed. Did you do that joke?
No, I absolutely did not. That's just a random street joke I've heard. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was hilarious.
That is kind of funny.
It's like he's a hero because he's like standing his ground. He's not evacuating.
So he survived the hurricane?
I guess so.
On a boat?
I think he eventually evacuated.
Oh.
But he got famous because police were telling him to evacuate, and he was like, "No, I'm going to stay in my boat."
Yeah.
And I guess they can't legally like make him.
No,
but I think he did eventually. I didn't look too far into it.
Well, yeah, if you're not getting
I
the
was caught up on the
views,
setting a woman on fire.
Yeah, if you're not getting the streaming views, you might as well evacuate. Right. It's like, well, fuck, now I'm canceled. Now I have to fucking.
But he's a hero, and then he's going off like, "Yeah, if you want to get back in my good graces," it's like, I don't.
Well, that's just Facebook. That's just Facebook
Right.
talk. So,
did the woman you almost set on fire let you back in her? Was there some forgiveness there? I don't know. Yeah, comedy sucks. I got nothing else.
I don't think
Unless
I
you
do
do.
either. Come see me in Elizabethville, watch me relapse. And
I think I have a couple things coming up at the end of November, but when we get close to that. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else in October.
yeah, I think the only thing I have is Black Friday, which I still don't have any information on that.
Right.
Brandon, hit me up.
Yeah, I think I'm on that one and the Friday before. There's another thing, but when we get closer, because no point in bringing it up now.
Nice.
So, we'll have to talk about what the poll for this week is, but you're
yeah.
gonna get one, and next week I will complain that no one voted. So until then, see you next Thursday.
Take it easy.